So welcome to a webinar on how to boost your bounce back with marketing automation, produced by QGate and ClickDimensions. We'll be focusing on 4 key areas that will demonstrate how technology can support businesses in saving time and automating a lot of the manual processes when it comes to marketing. The webinar will be hosted by me, George Sourish, a business development consultant from QGate, and Ashley Brower, a territory sales manager from ClickDimensions, based in the United States. Ashley? So I'd like to say a big thank you as well to the attendees who are joining us through our partners, Dynamics Consultants and Cobweb, who together with QGate make up the 365 crowd. Next slide, please, Ashley. So onto today's agenda, we're going to be focusing on 4 key areas of marketing automation. So that's going to be email campaigns, so communicating with your prospects en masse, campaign automation, how to nurture new and existing leads, web forms, so capturing and identifying new prospects from your website, and social posting as well, so connecting with leads and raising brand awareness. So these key areas are particularly relevant at the moment. With COVID changing the way we work, there's an added pressure to adapt and keep up. So this 30-minute webinar will demonstrate how you can bounce back effectively by automating manual marketing processes. Next slide, please. So a little bit of background. QGate are a software company based in Hampshire who specialise in CRM, specifically Dynamics 365, Power BI and data management. We've developed our own ISV solutions as well for computer telephony integration and data management to help enhance CRM user experience. ClickDimensions are a marketing automation software solution, and I'll let Ashley give you a more in-depth overview of who ClickDimensions are and what they do shortly when I hand over. But in terms of our working relationship, QGate have worked with ClickDimensions as a bronze partner for 5 years now, helping multiple customers on building out their marketing strategy within CRM, helping with the installation, support and training around software. And just a quick internal case study example of the use of ClickDimensions at QGate is that we previously had problems when it comes to communicating with large audiences simultaneously and making sure everybody got the same message. But with the use of ClickDimensions, this has allowed us to do this quite quickly and effectively. And it also gives us an insight into the opening rate of emails as well. So I'd now like to just hand over to Ashley, who can introduce ClickDimensions and look in depth at the key areas that we're going to discuss today.
Perfect. Thanks so much. I think I was on mute when you tried to introduce me the first time. So hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Brower. I am the Territory Sales Manager here at ClickDimensions, and we have been working with QGate for a really long time in connecting their customers' sales and marketing efforts inside of Dynamics. So ClickDimensions has been around for about 10 years now. We have offices all over the world, employees all over the world, wonderful partners like QGate all over the world. But we're about 3,700 customers worldwide. But the most important part of this slide is that we are 100% native to Microsoft Dynamics. So that means that we don't have our own platform or database or anything like that. All 3,700 plus of our customers are also using Microsoft Dynamics. So the whole premise of ClickDimensions is to make Microsoft technology work for marketers. So our core multi-channel marketing automation solution has a lot going on here. As we mentioned, we're only going to cover 4 of those areas, but there are so many, features and functionalities and use cases and everything like that. Today we'll keep it pretty high level, so it's applicable for everyone on the webinar. But if you want to get on a call and talk about, your own use cases and your own business cases, definitely let us know. We'd love to do that. But as a tool, it's everything from your email marketing to seeing who's on your website, forms, surveys, posting out of social media, automating all of that. It's just plugged right there in your CRM system. So we'll go ahead and jump on into a live environment. So most of you should be familiar. This is Dynamics 365. If you aren't, or you're just starting to look at CRM, this is Dynamics. We'll be talking a lot today about contacts and leads. So those are just those individual people inside of Dynamics. So we take those core Dynamics contacts and leads, and we utilize those to enhance it further. So I'm going to start off by jumping into email templates, but as you can see here, some of these marketing terminologies have started to pop up, but we haven't gone anywhere. We're still in Dynamics. We haven't, gone and entered a separate platform or entered another password or anything like that. So you're building and creating everything right here within Dynamics. We'll start in the email templates. We're going to focus on the drag and drop editor today. So this is our most popular editor, allows you to really simply create emails without having to HTML code or anything like that. But we do have coding options if you would like them. But the first thing you'll do when you first get ClickDimensions and start to create templates is you'll go ahead and set up your corporate styles. So you'll come in, you'll put in all your color codes, all your font options. You can plug in custom fonts if you want. So you'll go ahead and set up all this branding ahead of time. That way, every template that you create, you'll create branded completely towards your company. There's, making sure you're on brand every time, but you are just creating templates. So you can recycle them, reuse them at any point in time. It's very easy to just drag and drop whatever you're looking for. So whether that's text, buttons, spacers, social sharing, social links, videos, you can also change up your layouts very simply. The column distribution gives you a lot of flexibility in the type of layout you can create as well. When you're ready for an image, they just come from our image manager that you upload all of your images into. Come, grab them, pull them in. If you get the image in here and it doesn't look quite how you thought it would, we've got a full photo editor right here in the system. So if I need to crop it, draw on it, add special effects, stickers, frames, I'm never having to leave the ClickDimensions platform / Dynamics platform in order to do these things. And then it just re-renders. So pretty basic stuff, dragging and dropping, very simple. Now, where this starts to get really exciting is the ability to use the data from your CRM system in order to personalize these emails. So I can pull in any field from the contact, lead, account, or owner entity within CRM. So easy example that you might want to pull in is someone's name. Come in, you can put dear first name here. So, as you're starting to bounce back from Corona and you're starting to build out your content and you're wanting to communicate with the masses, this tool can help you do that. But, sometimes it's not all about just getting an email out there. You need to make sure that you're targeting your emails and making them really personal for these people, because if they're your customers, they want these updates on, how you're doing as a company, making sure you're stable, what's your plan, does anything you're doing affect them? So your customers are going to want more targeted and segmented messages than your prospects will. But your prospects, they still want to make sure that you're not going to go out of business, that you're still going to be here for a while. So emails are a crucial way that you can mail to the masses, but you can make them feel really personal. Now, another way that you can personalize these emails is segmenting what you're actually sending them based on criteria that you set. So you can segment that out in CRM Marketing List. So, hey, give me a list of prospects, give me a list of customers, and send 2 different templates. Or you can actually segment what you're sending them based on that criteria within the same exact email template. So let's say I wanted to do that here. So I'll duplicate this section, and maybe this one just has a little bit different of a message. And I want to send this one to my customers. So I'd come in, add condition. This can be anything on the contact or lead record. So our example here, relationship type equals customer. Perfect. So our customers would receive this, whereas maybe I go in and select my prospects to receive this. So really great way when I'm sending out these communications to make sure that I'm sending the targeted message I want to the right audience, but I'm doing it very easily and it's not a lot of extra effort on me. Now, there's loads of things you can do with that, conditional statements. You can segment different customer types. You can segment, different maybe products or services they have with you. They can do all of that, but really amazing way to build out one template and just have it be very personal based on who's receiving it. So extremely important there. Now, When you're sending out these emails, it's very simple. You just take, the newsletter you're wanting to send, you'll get the who you want to send it from, you'll pick when you want it to send, who you want to send it to, all very simple. But the best part is that these statistics are coming back into Dynamics. So we do have a number of out-of-the-box reports. So I'll go through those here first. But if there's anything that you want to report on that you don't see that we provide out of the box, this information lives inside of your CRM system. So you're able to use Advanced Find, CRM's query tool, and build out whatever views and dashboards and charts that you want to as well. So out of the box, you have your basic overall performance, so your interacted rates, bounce rates, unsubscribes, your clicks, your opens. How is this email performing? Conversion rates. This is going to show you what web activity you have going on because you sent this email out. So, a lot of companies have been affected by this pandemic, and, as countries start to open back up and we start getting back to business as usual, you're going to want to drive more leads. So if I'm able to see, are these emails driving people to my website? That's a great sign. Is anyone filling out any inquiry forms, or maybe customers that are giving us survey feedback? This is a really great view to be able to see what your emails are actually generating activity-wise. Heat map, everyone's favorite. Great way to see exactly where people are clicking in this email. So maybe I, put out a link here to our COVID-19 policy, or maybe now I'm, trying to drive people to the website to download a new white paper I've been working on. Great way to see kind of what channels are working. And then a click report will break down each link in this email, link by link, and then person by person who's clicking. So this is exactly where you're able to see who's interested in what. Where are they clicking in this email? And you could actually create a separate list based on that and target them further. Now, this is going to pull in every open, every click, every unsubscribe, every bounce. Remember, you can use CRM's Advanced Find to query on any of this and pull in all of your views and dashboards and charts. Now, this is really powerful to be able to use Advanced Find for this because you can combine it with your CRM data in order to give you the best views. So a lot of people, with COVID-19 have been furloughed. So maybe I want to pull a view of all of my customers that haven't opened an email that we've sent in the past 3 months. That'll give me a really good indication if, they're still furloughed, or, maybe I should reach out. Maybe that was my main point of contact. So great way to take that CRM data and take your marketing data, and it gives you a lot of insight into what's going on with your customers. So everything about ClickDimensions also posts back into the individual lead or contact in Dynamics. So this is extremely powerful because once again, we're combining your CRM contact details that you're working so hard to get on your contacts in your CRM, whether they're leads, prospects, but it's also pulling in all of the ClickDimensions data as well. So we're able to see what emails have we sent to them and how many times are they opening, clicking, unsubscribing. We're able to see what their subscription preferences are. Are they giving us customer satisfaction survey feedback? Are they filling out inquiries on our website? What pages are they looking at? So this is all pulling back into Dynamics onto that leader contact, giving you a full 360-degree view of every single contact or lead in your system's behaviors, actions, interests when they're interacting. So super powerful to help understand, your customers, how they're impacted by Corona. If you're not seeing that they're, on your website lately, or they're not filling out any inquiries, or maybe you were working on this really hot sales pursuit, or maybe they're doing a lot of research and you know that they still have budget and they're ready to go. So amazing things you can do here with those, mass communications, making sure that you're staying in contact with your customers. They definitely want to hear from you. They definitely want to know how you're doing, and then as well as your prospects. So, if they're going to be looking to buy during these uncertain times, they want to make sure that they're making a good, stable investment in you. So that's kind of doing it in bulk. But we also have our campaign automation tool, which allows you to create triggered, tailored campaigns And there's so many different things that you can do with them. So our campaign automation is nurture or drip marketing taken up about 1,000 notches. It's drag and drop, so it's extremely easy to use. The red triggers are how you can be entered into one of these. So if someone's submitting forms, surveys, interacting with certain emails, being added to marketing lists, if fields are being updated in Dynamics and you want this to kick off. And then the blue actions are some things that you can do while you're here. So campaign automation, really the main goal of this is to, one, save you time, and two, make sure you're sending tailored communications to your customers and prospects. Now, a lot of marketing teams, have taken some hit in terms of resources with COVID. They've maybe had to furlough some of their staff. So being able to set these campaigns up and let them run automatically is an amazing way to achieve a lot of things. Now, there are tons of ways that you can use these. We have created some out-of-the-box templates. So if one of these templates looks good for you, perfect. We've already built the flow. You just go plug in your own content, or you can just start from scratch and build your own. Now, some ways that campaign automation can help you kind of bounce back is onboarding campaigns. So if you do get new customers during this time, you want to make them feel super welcomed, like they made the right choice, spending their precious, budgets with you. You also can do a cross-sell upsell. Now, Gartner recently came out with a survey and found that only an average of 18% of marketing budgets are focused on customer retention. So with prospects' buying cycles being delayed because of COVID or budgets being cut, focusing on your existing customers is going to be an extreme benefit to you. So maybe do a cross-sell upsell campaign. See how much more you can get out of your existing customers, because it's going to be a lot easier to sell to your existing customers than getting new ones. Promotional campaigns. Everyone's looking for a reason to buy right now. So if you're wanting to send out communications about any promotions that you're running, maybe that'll help you get some more new logos on board, as well as some lead nurturing campaigns. So that last example, lead nurturing, let's say we take a marketing list of some leads that we weren't able to convert before, and let's send them an email. All right, so now what? Let's see if we can get them to interact with that email. So you can see when I do that, a green node and a red node pops up. The green node means they're doing what I'm looking for, so they're interacting. The red node means they're not. Now, email interactions can be clicks or opens. So let's say they click. Let's immediately notify someone in sales and have a task to give them a call. Let's strike while it's hot. Let's take advantage of people interacting and showing interest. If they're not, okay, no worries. We'll just wait a couple days, a week, a month. We'll send them another email and we'll see if they interact with that one. If they do, perfect, up to sales, where sales gets a notification and gives them a call. If not, you can continue this as long as you'd like. But really great way, because you can start to see here as this builds out, it starts to create a unique journey that someone goes on based on how they are interacting. But you're not having to say, oh, they clicked on this email, now what? Oh, they filled out a form, now what? This is just automatically flowing, but it's creating a personalized experience, and you're not having to do much effort here. But you can put in these manual checkpoints at a certain point in a campaign. That way people can get involved when they need to be. So, let's take the, welcome campaign. Maybe a field is updated in Dynamics that a contact goes from a prospect to a customer, and we want to send them an email. From there, maybe we just kind of want to send one email a week. But maybe this second week's email is super important, that we need to make sure that they're opening this email. If they are opening it, perfect. Week 3, they'll get week 3's email. If they're not opening it, maybe we resend week 2's email to them. That way we can make sure that they get this email on resources. So really powerful way. Once again, your customers aren't signing on and being forgotten about. They are actively being marketed to, whether they know it's happening automatically or not. It depends on a lot about how you create your content, but really great way to make those new customers feel loved and welcomed, and you're not having to do a lot of effort for this. So loads and loads of things you can do with that campaign automation builder. One of them is, you can have forms be triggered off the back end of this. So right now, people are doing a lot of research. So they're downloading loads of content. They're, trying to see, all right, when I do get my budgets open back up, what am I going to buy? Or maybe there's people still shopping. People are still, the economy is not dead. They are still shopping. So every lead on your website is extremely valuable. So you're going to create these forms right here in your CRM system, and then you'll pop them on your website. But whenever someone is coming to your website and filling out this form, we're going to create them as a lead or a contact in Dynamics as well. So that way we're streamlining, bringing in all of those leads and inquiries directly into your CRM system. You're not having to go and manually put them in there. Now, designing them, very simple. You just create your fields, drag and drop over whatever you want to ask on this. But the best part about them is that they are call to action. So what do you want to happen when someone fills out this form? Maybe you want to send an autoresponder with the downloadable in it. That way they can get the content that they downloaded. Maybe we want to add them to a warm lead marketing list. That way we can nurture them further. Maybe we want to send a team notification to a sales team. Hi, hot new leads. Someone reach out immediately. Here's that task to give them a call. So they do say that if you don't reach out to a lead within the first 5 minutes of them submitting an inquiry, that it is much more difficult to get a hold of them. So what this is doing is it's making your team aware immediately when these inquiries are coming in, and then you can also put these little actions in here to do some activities in the meantime. But this is extremely important because it's making your team aware of every single lead coming into your website, because we know how precious they are right now. That way they can follow up with them as quickly and appropriately as possible. And then, if they're not ready, maybe they are just doing some research, you can do another campaign automation and nurture them until they are ready, because you want to stay top of mind with these prospects as they're on hold. So really great way to capture those leads on your website, pull them into CRM. Every form and survey that's filled out comes back into Dynamics, identifies who that person is. So that way you're able to see, here's James, James's questions, James's answers. How does James feel? When is James looking to buy? Everything like that. And remember, all posting back to his contact record, giving you that 360-degree view. Now, there is another channel that has become increasingly popular with Corona. So right now, emails are extremely important because you're not able to see these people in person. But another way to reach them is through social posting. So a lot of people are looking to social media to see if people are posting, to see, what they've posted, if they're still active, if they're still in the market, if they're doing improvements during Corona, because they want to make sure that they're sound and stable. And also they want to check out what you've been doing. So social posting is an amazing tool for this. Now, we can post directly from Dynamics to your Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So you can come in here, you can create a post. You would pick your social profile that you were wanting to post to, type up your wonderful, beautiful post. I always encourage a hyperlink, and I'll tell you why in a second. But then you'll just pick an image from your local library that best reflects this post. You can see, you can edit it here if you would like. And then another really big benefit of this is, yes, you can post directly from Dynamics. So you're not having to log into Facebook and then Twitter and then LinkedIn. You can just come in here, post, but you can also schedule these. So maybe this is a part of a wider campaign that isn't set to go out for a couple of weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up 2 weeks from now, 11 a.m. Perfect. So this is ready to go. And I'm going to hit share. So when I hit share, it's going to post my post to my social profile. And then if we put a hyperlink in here like I recommended, we're actually going to start tracking back if people are clicking on that hyperlink. So if I posted about, a new brochure I came up with, or my Corona response, or, maybe it was just a fun article about, what we've been up to during quarantine or working from home, I'm able to see how many clicks am I getting? Is that driving people to the website? Now, it also works alongside our web tracking tool, which we did not get time to talk about today, but we can on a later tool. But what that does is it tracks who's on your website. So if we've identified them as a visitor on your website previously, and then they click on a social post, we're actually able to see, here's Jeremy. Jeremy clicked on this post. So just like we can see, we sent Jeremy this email and he's opened it 50 times, we're also able to see what Jeremy's interacting with on our social channels. So those are kind of 4 key areas, lots of different examples and use cases in there. You definitely want to be communicating with your prospects and customers. Since you can't do it in person right now, emails are an amazing way to do it. You can also automate all of those campaigns if you're short-staffed or wanting to send those targeted messages. You can bring in the leads from your website. So you start to build up your pipeline for your sales team again. And then, of course, you can increase brand awareness through social posting. So I'm going to jump back into PowerPoint for just a little Q&A. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat pane. If not, if you want to get on, like I said, your own call and talk about your own company and your own use cases and how we can help you bounce back from COVID, please don't hesitate to reach out. We would love to speak with you more on this.
Brilliant, and thank you for that, Ashley. And I hope that's given everybody an insightful overview into the benefits of marketing automation. And I realise we've got a lot of different industries and people's roles on this webinar, so we've kept it as generic as possible to add value to everybody that we can.